Hello and welcome to my channel. I make AI images of strange and weird events and turn them into videos. I have a good one for you. It's a list of 5 haunted dolls.
Number 1, Annabelle.
A vintage Raggedy Ann doll that is said to be possessed by a demon. According to the lore, this doll was a gift from a mother to a student nurse sometime in the early 70s. The student kept the doll in her apartment. Soon after, the student and her roommate began experiencing strange things such as hearing little footsteps and seeing handwritten paper notes that they knew they didn't write. It wasn't until the student was sleeping and was startled by the doll standing on the foot of her bed that she and her roommate completely freaked out. They then called a psychic medium who told them that the doll is possessed by the spirit of a dead girl named Annabelle. According to Wikipedia,
the student and her roommate tried to accept and nurture the spirit-possessed doll, but the doll reportedly exhibited malicious and frightening behavior.
they then contacted the paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren for help. The doll was then moved and displayed in the Warrens Occult Museum until it closed, and the Annabelle doll is the inspiration for the movie The Conjuring, which was made in 2013.
Number 2, Robert the Doll.
Robert the Doll is a vintage doll that was owned by and became a constant companion of 4-year-old Robert Eugene Otto in 1904. Otto's family was prominent among Key West and he grew up to become an eccentric artist. Sometime after Otto's death in 1972, Robert the Doll was donated and had been on display in a glass case at the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. According to the legend, the doll has supernatural abilities such as moving on its own, making giggling sounds, and changing its facial expressions. Definitely the weirdest claim to me is that Robert the Doll was pulling hair from people. The British film series Robert, made in 2015, is loosely based on Robert the Doll.
Number 3, Pupa the Haunted Doll.
This is another vintage doll whose legend dates back to 1920s. Pupa is about 14 inches tall with a head, arms, and legs made of felt. The hair is supposed to be made of real human hair. The doll is supposed to have been made in the likeness of its original and longtime owner, which is a little girl in Italy. The owner often said that her doll was alive and had a mind of its own. She even told her grandchildren stories that it was her best friend and most beloved confidant. She told them Pupa talked to her over the years and even saved her life. Since the original owner's passing in 2005, Pupa had been placed in a glass display case. According to the new owners, the doll really does not like being confined, and they have had several interesting experiences to report. One of those experiences was when they saw the glass of the case steamed up, and inscribed on the inside are the words, Pupa hate. And more than once, the family have reported hearing sounds like someone tapping on the glass. There are more incidents, but maybe the family should have taken the clue and set her free. And maybe they did. For you see, as of now, Pupa's location is supposed to be secret. Only a few people know where she is, but I'd like to think that she was set free and she went to Mexico's Isla de las Muñecas, which is Island of the Dolls in English. More on this later.
Number 4, Mandy.
Mandy is a popular display in Quesnel Museum in Quesnel, British Columbia, Canada. She's a baby doll with cracked face and sinister half smile. According to the museum, Mandy was donated to them by the owner after years of being stored in a trunk. The owner claimed weird and chilling occurrences, including hearing sounds of baby crying when there are none in the house. The owner then donated the doll in 1991 to get rid of the creepy vibes. Since Mandy's residence in Quesnel Museum, the staff started to experience strange things like missing lunches, pencils, and other small office tools. One event was finding the lab in a disarray as if a child had a tantrum. Mandy was left in the lab overnight. Mandy is still on display in the Quesnel Museum and has become a popular attraction, garnering several TV news and show appearances.
Number 5, Island of the Dolls.
In Mexico City, there is a small private island off a canal called Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls in English. It has a large amount of dolls hanging on trees and housed in wooden buildings all over the place. The story goes that Don Julian Barrera, then living owner of the island, found the body of a girl who accidentally drowned. Later on, he found a doll along the same vicinity and figured it was owned by the little girl. To honor the girl, he hung the doll on a tree. Then Don Julian kept collecting more dolls throughout the years until his death in 2001. His family then opened up the island to tourism, and it's very popular. According to Wikipedia,
Since the island became open to the public, there have been reports of the dolls moving their heads, arms, and opening their eyes. Visitors claim to have heard the dolls whispering to each other.
I'd like to think that Pupa, the third doll in this list, is hiding somewhere in this island where she can have friends and not be in a display case where she's unhappy. Island of the Dolls has been a popular place to visit in Mexico City. You should check it out. One last thing. I don't think that AI images are doing Island of the Dolls any justice. I'm linking the Google Map entry below so you can check out the actual pictures of the dolls. It's fantastic and creepy at the same time. Thank you for watching. Please leave me comments below for ideas on future videos. Images can be seen on my website, surrealhaunts.com. Link is below. I'll see you next time.